I couldn't find a jar. I do have a trash can. Hi, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Damla, and I make videos related to books. And today I thought it would be fun to pick out my TBR um, for the month of June. I've seen people do this specifically with like a TBR jar, like they write down a bunch of prompts on pieces of paper and then put them in a jar. I couldn't find a jar. I do have a trash can. I forgot the name of this character, the bear from the We Bears. It's clean, by the way. I only put like paper, things like that in this trash can. It's on my desk. So just so you know, I'm interested to see how this will go because I'm planning on, well, I have multiple ideas for the month of June. I just don't know what to pick. So I thought, why not let the jar or the trash can pick it for me. This is actually my first time doing this. I'm interested to see how it will go. If I really like it, I might do it every month or every other month. We'll see. So let's just get started, I guess. Wait, do I have to show you? A book that has been recommended to me. Ooh. Wait, where is the book? Give me a second. This one's difficult. Okay, I've picked a book. A book that has been recommended to me is The House. I keep wanting to say at. It's not at, it's in. The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. This was recommended to me by a friend of mine. And she actually gifted this to me. I will just read the back of the book so you guys know what it's about. For those who don't know. Yeah, I'll just read that. Linus Baker leads a quiet life. At 40, he has a tiny house with a devious cat and his beloved records for company. And at the department in charge of magical youth, he spent many dull years monitoring their orphanages. Then one day, Linus is summoned by extremely upper management and given a highly classified assignment. He must travel to an orphanage where 6 dangerous children reside, including the Antichrist. There, Linus must somehow determine if they could bring on the end of days. But their guardian, charming and enigmatic Arthur Parnassus, will do anything to protect his wards. As Arthur and Linus grow ever closer, Linus must choose between duty and his dreams. I'm gonna go with 5 books just because I'm not that fast of a reader. There's a chance I might not even get to 5. Next one. A second-hand book. It's literally in plain sight. Ooh, wait, actually. So the book I chose for this prompt is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This has been recommended to me by at least 2 people. It's a science fiction novel. I actually found this book in a secondhand bookshop in my country for like the price on the back, €4, which is a steal in my country. I don't know, like I will probably convert it to dollars somewhere, but it's cheap, especially for the state that the book is in. Like it looks really good. Again, in this case, I will just read on the back of the book what it's about so you can get an idea of what the book is about. Ryland Grace is the sole survivor on a desperate last chance mission, and if he fails, humanity and Earth itself will perish. Except that right now, he doesn't know that. He can't even remember his own name, let alone the nature of his assignment or how to complete it. All he knows is that he's been asleep for a very, very long time, and he's just been awakened to find himself millions of miles from home, with nothing but 2 corpses for company. His crewmate's dead, his memories fuzzily returning, Ryland realizes that an impossible task now confronts him. Hurtling through space on this tiny ship, it's up to him to puzzle out an impossible scientific mystery and conquer an extinction-level threat to our species. And with the clock ticking down, and the nearest human being light years away, he's got to do it all alone. Or does he? This sounds very fun. I haven't really read a lot of science fiction, because I think this is science fiction, right? Which makes me even more excited about it, really, because then this will kind of be my introduction into science fiction. So, that is my second book for the month of June. Third prompt. We're already halfway through. That's going by pretty quickly. Also, I kind of struggled with these prompts because I don't own that many books, but I think I did okay. A digital book. Ooh, this one's hard. So I mostly want to read classics digitally, to be honest. And there's two that I have in my head right now. One of them is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. The other one is Emma by Jane Austen. Maybe I will do The Picture of Dorian Gray. I will give you like a synopsis of the book. Just for those who are not familiar with it, I actually had to read The Picture of Dorian Gray in high school. What year was it? I don't remember when exactly. But it was written in the Victorian era by Oscar Wilde. The story revolves around a portrait of Dorian Gray, painted by Basil Hallward, a friend of Dorian's, and an artist infatuated with Dorian's beauty. Through Basil, Dorian meets Lord Henry Wotton and is soon enthralled by the aristocrat's hedonistic worldview that beauty and sensual fulfillment are the only things worth pursuing in life. Newly understanding that his beauty will fade, Dorian expresses the desire to sell his soul to ensure that the picture, rather than he, will age and fade. The wish is granted, and Dorian pursues a libertine life of varied amoral experiences while staying young and beautiful. All the while, his portrait ages and visually records every one of Dorian's sins. I read this, and I also watched the movie, which the movie terrified me, to be completely like, oh, it's scary, especially when the just scary. But I did enjoy the book, not as much as I would have if I read it in my free time, which is why I am getting to reading it again. I actually also did this with Pride and Prejudice. That's also a book that I really, really enjoyed reading in my free time. But it's also, I also had to read it for high school, and I don't know what it is. When I have to read things for school, it's not as enjoyable, like as opposed to when I want to read it. I mean, I guess that sounds logical, but I don't know. So anyway, the reason why I want to read this book again is just to hopefully enjoy it better or like appreciate the book more, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's gonna be a reread. All right, fourth prompt. So we have after this one more to go. A book you think will be a 5-star read. That is scary. I kind of want to take out A Tempest of Tea, but I'm a little scared to expect that that will be a 5-star read, and I don't know why. Okay, so I picked a different book. You could maybe see what it is. I picked Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. I'm so sorry if I keep forgetting the names of these authors. Um, this I think is like a cozy fantasy book, and I haven't really read cozy fantasy. I've read fantasy, but not the specific like subgenre of it, and it just sounds like a very fun book. So that's why I got it, and I'm really excited to read it. I also know there's a sequel, so if I really enjoy this, I will probably buy the sequel at some point. Although I am on a book buying ban at the moment, so I shouldn't. But you know, who knows? Maybe we'll see. I'm going to read the back of the book again. And I know I keep doing this, but I just feel like these descriptions describe the book a lot better than I could. So that's why I'm doing this. I just want to make sure that I do the book justice, especially when I haven't read it yet. Emily Wilde is good at many things. She's a genius scholar and a meticulous researcher who is writing the world's first encyclopedia of fairy lore. But Emily Wilde is not good at people. I feel so bad because I'm going to butcher this. I'm going to try my best to pronounce this correctly, and if I don't, I will correct myself. So when she arrives in the hardscrabble village of Rostvik. Hi, it's editing me here. I looked it up. It first of all, I pronounced it wrong, but secondly, it actually wasn't that difficult. So it's pronounced Raffensvik, I think, or Raffensvik. So yeah, that's it. That's the better pronunciation. Emily has no intention of befriending the gruff townsfolk, nor does she care to spend time with another new arrival, her insufferably dashing rival, Wendell Bambleby. Bambleby? 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 Bambleby sounds funny, because it sounds similar to Bumblebee, but as Emily gets closer to uncovering the secrets of the Hidden Ones, the most elusive of all fairies, she also finds herself on the trail of another mystery. Who is Wendell Bambleby? Or Bumblebee? And what does he really want? To find the answer, she'll have to unlock the greatest mystery of all, her own heart. I am excited for this one, so we'll see what I think of it. From what I can tell, I feel like my June wrap up is going to look fun. Or, well, I might actually, for my June wrap up, I might actually do one for like the entirety of like the first 6 months of the year, but anyway. Last one, last prompt. A book written by a man. Okay, so the origins of this prompt is kind of funny. I have a lot of books written by women, and I don't know why. I just do. There's a lot of them. Um, and so I was like, oh, well, maybe I should make the conscious effort of reading a book written by a man. I have nothing against men, just a lot of the books that I pick up happen to be written by women. So I will pick out a book written by a man. So I picked a book. I'm a little nervous because this was actually a soft DNF that I DNF'd I think like a year and a half ago, and it is Orientalism by Edward Said. This is a nonfiction book going into Orientalism. Basically goes into Western attitudes towards the East in a very obviously greatly detailed manner. And from what I've heard, Edward Said, I've heard him being referenced before, and like I read this other book that referenced him, and just in media I see him referenced a lot. And so I was like, I want to read this book myself. The reason why I soft DNF'd this is because I made the mistake of taking this with me on a vacation. And when I'm on a vacation, I want to turn off my brain and read for enjoyment only almost. But this is not a book you can really read with your brain turned off. You really have to think and like understand what you are reading. And I just wasn't in the right headspace for that. But I think I am now because I really want to read it. And I think just this is a book that I think will always have relevance in some way. I've also seen like a lot of clips of Edward Said speaking, and he just seems like his insights would it would just be so interesting to read this. That's why I want to pick this up, and I'm overall just interested in the topic as someone who is Middle Eastern. Although some people argue that Turkey is not the Middle East, but we also kind of get grouped with Middle Eastern people. So I'm kind of in this in between area where I am Middle Eastern, but I'm also European, but I'm also like Asian, but I'm also some even say Balkan. I don't freaking know. That doesn't matter. I am not here to have that discussion right now. I just want to read this book. So yeah. So these are the book. Well, these are the books plus a digital copy of The Picture of Dorian Gray. And I'm very excited to read these books. June will be a little bit of a busy month in terms of academics. I have an exam on the 10th, and then I also have to work on my thesis because the final deadline is July 14th or 13th, and I have two deadlines in June prior to the final deadline. I'm hoping to get some reading done still, but I don't know how much, so we'll see. I'm hoping to at least read all of these, and I'm gonna try to stick to these and not read anything else, but that's easier said than done, so I don't know how that will go. So that's it for today. Let me know if you've read any of these books and what your opinion is of them. I will probably include them in my videos in some way. Maybe I'll do a reading vlog, I'm not too sure yet. We'll see. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe. I will probably mention all of these books in some way at some point in my channel, I just don't know when. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I will also link my Goodreads and Storygraph below. Oh, I just forgot. I might also read a couple of NetGalley arcs if I get access to any. I don't want to include them technically speaking in the TBR, but also like I should be reading them because I'm supposed to review them as well, of course. But those also might be in there. But anyway, that's all. I'm gonna go now. I hope you have a lovely day. Please take care of yourself. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.